Welcome to the Simpson Storm Coaches Show. I am Zach James, and we are joined here today by head football coach Jim Glogowski. Coach, how are we doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Big win on Saturday, coming off of a homecoming wins, 8th in a row here in Indianola against Cornell. What do you take away from Saturday's big win?
Well, the biggest thing is I thought we had some guys and whatnot, and some of our young kids stepped up, and I thought offensively we had a pretty good day. Over 600 yards of offense, and so that was probably the biggest thing I took away from it. Our kids able to the next man in mindset, and offensively we were able to move the ball a little bit.
Who'd you get the game ball to?
We didn't. Nobody got a big game ball, actually. I just, on Sunday we usually talk about the results and what happened, and we gave out a lot of pride stickers. Kids get a sticker on the back of their helmet for all the big plays, and a lot of leadership went out, a lot of big plays by some young kids stepping up, and more importantly, I thought as a team we had the emotion and the mentality that we need to be successful.
Despite the big win, there were a couple of significant injuries. Billy Weathers and Grant Foof. What are their statuses for Saturday's game?
They're still being evaluated a little bit. We practice on Tuesday, so we'll see how they go with their treatment today, and we'll address that on Tuesday.
The tandem of running back by committee went really well on Saturday. Is that something you'll look into further this season, or will you go back to Michael Chia when he's healthy?
Well, Michael is our starting tailback, and he obviously was not able to play on Saturday, and I think if we needed to, we could have put him in there. But as the game progressed, stepping up and doing a good job. And I thought Michael Smith, who's a senior on our team, he did a great job as far as during the week, helping those guys get prepared, and carried the ball a few times himself on Saturday. And I think those guys really stepped up, picked up the slack, and I think that's what a good football team is able to do. And hopefully we're moving closer and closer to being a good football team.
Deion Lewis led the team in rushing for the second consecutive week. Could you talk about his progress that he's made since he's been here?
Yeah, Deion has always been a talented kid. He's always done a nice job with the football in his hands, running it. What I think he's done nicely in the last couple of weeks is do a better job of understanding where to go. You know, it's one thing to be able to run the football, but you have to know who to block on protections and those types of things. And being a freshman, I think he's done a very nice job of picking that stuff up as we go on. And obviously Saturday he did some nice things on both sides of the ball, both running it and blocking, and so I was pleased by that.
Looking forward, what's the motivation for the rest of the season?
Well, there's a lot of football left. You know, we've got 4 weeks left. I think as of right now, we're a game out of first place with 4 to go. And so our kids, you know, we talk about those goals at the beginning of the season and whatnot, but I think the biggest thing is we talk about getting better next week. We've got our hands full on Saturday as we go to Waverly to take on Wartburg, and so we'll have to be prepared for that. But we want to get better at practice tomorrow and get better throughout the week and hopefully play better on Saturday than we did last Saturday. And that's the goal. And if we do that week in, week out, stuff like conference championships or being in the conference race and all that kind of stuff, it'll take care of itself.
Right. Saturday, you guys do head up to Waverly to face a tough Wartburg team. What's their biggest strength?
Well, first of all,
side?
Yeah, I think on defense they run around really well. They're probably not the biggest defensive line that we're going to see, but I'll tell you what, they're very active. They play extremely hard. They blitz quite a bit, and they make you kind of mind your P's and Q's as far as who you got to block on the twists and stunts and those kind of things. I think offensively, they've got a big senior quarterback who throws the ball really well. They've got some explosive playmakers on the perimeter, and they run the ball really well. They're very big up front, and they cover people up and move people off the ball, and so it'll be a challenge.
You played 3 different kickers this past Saturday. Could you talk about that mentality for a second and why you played 3 different kickers?
Well, James Gale is our extra point guy, and he kicks extra points and field goals. And then Brian and Logan have both shown the ability to kick off. And what we've been trying to do is get a little more depth on our kickoffs. And I thought Brian was a little bit short in the first couple, gave Logan a chance, and he kicked it out of the end zone. And then on his second try, he kicked out of bounds. And so we're just trying to work with those guys. And obviously, when you have a home game and you can dress everybody's eligible to play. When you go on the road, you have a limited number of kids you can take. And so that's our challenge every week is when we go on the road is to trim down that roster to 56 because there's a lot of kids that are deserving. And so if we get a chance to play those guys at home, we will. And that's kind of what we did on Saturday.
Awesome. Well, Coach, good luck on Saturday against Wartburg. And for the Simpson Storm Coaches Show, I'm Zach James.
SC!